And here we are at long last, about to finally solve the case.
Yeah, I actually have something to correct that I said previously. Takuza Nagano, aka the Layton character designer, he did not work on the game at all. The entirety of the character designs and art direction was entirely on part of Kazuya Nuri. Again, this is this boils down to, of course, the fact that Hino really wanted this to feel like a Shutakumi game, which is why he gave him the reins, and that by extension, meaning his art director gets to handle the visuals entirely.
I have to give Nuri credit though. He retained the Layton art style expertly.
Well, yeah, you can tell. Well, it's more so that, remember, like, he allowed them to adapt the Layton characters to his attorney rather than the other way around. So basically, Phoenix. So when it comes to the, go on.
Well, let's not forget, development also does state that they did tinker with Phoenix and Maya, and by extension, any other Ace Attorney character's design as well to adapt to the Layton stuff. This will also be mentioned in an extra chapter as well. But again, like, honestly, Layton and Luke don't even really look different from their respective franchise.
I can tell Layton does.
If you compare...
Yeah, if you compare Layton to... Sorry, go on.
The models to the one of Miracle Mask, they do look a bit differently.
Not even just that.
I argue the one in this game, in terms of color, looks more warm, in a positive manner. Like, as in there's a bit more saturation of the color.
I will say this, I feel like the models of Layton here are more comparable to that of Azra and Legacy.
Yeah.
Miracle Mask is
a launch game. Yeah.
For
no, if you can, not even just the models too. Go on.
Espella wanted to ring the bell no matter what, so we went to the thing, I guess. The festival celebration had already started. The mechanism for ringing the bell was at a height even we could reach. The next thing I remember is coming to and running to Espella's side.
It's to show how epic the finality of this final testimony is, Dribs.
We already have
I was shaking her until she finally opened her eyes. The next moment, we saw that nightmarish view.
That's right. It was made in such a way that even a child could use it.
It was probably constructed by my father. I suppose he wanted to make it possible for anyone to ring that bell.
You can ring my bell. You can ring my bell.
In light of the events that followed, that was clearly a very foolish decision.
Yeah. Hey guys, let's put the gunpowder right where a child can reach it. That sounds like a good decision.
To Belduke's credit, they didn't know that ringing the bell would cause, that level of disaster. I noticed something like that on a pillar when we went to the belfry earlier. I'd better make a note of it in the court record.
It's not even just the character models today. If you compare the 2D art of Nuri with the art of Nagano, you can tell it's very different. Anyway.
Oh dear. Fates could certainly be cruel.
I have to agree.
I wasn't asking you.
Look, I'm just agreeing, okay? Jeesh. No need to be a dick. And brought that bell to our town. Or if only we could have deciphered those ancient writings a little earlier. Gee, who stuck a stick up the judge's ass? Moreover, if only the groundwater in this area didn't cause that strange condition.
If only that set of specific circumstances had not come together to create such a tragedy.
Don't drink tap water you don't know is safe.
Truly, this is a lot of our society.
Unfortunately, Mr. Cantabella, the tragedy occurred. Can't deny
That is why we are here, in front of this warm, lovely fire.
Lovely.
Is it just me, or am I spelling... This is because my coat's on fire. Never mind. All that remains for us to do is to seek out the truth. Not for the sake of vengeance, but for the sake of the future.
Yeah.
Hey,
Well, remember.
Section Espella still gets burned.
Yeah, this is going back to this being kind of a throwback to the first Ace Attorney game, where, remember, the theme of that first game's story was truth and the importance of it. So this is Takumi revisiting that theme, basically.
As well as the betterment of it for the sake of it, the future, as we saw in Rise from the Ashes.
Yeah. Well, it's all part of the same thing, really, when you get right onto it.
I have been fighting to uncover the truth, and you helped, I guess. This is the final interrogation. You know what to do.
Leave it to me. To be honest, I have no idea what lies ahead. Whatever it is, there's no question we need to get to the bottom.
Wait, what happened? Why is it dark all of a sudden? Remember the story?
There's gotta be light at the end of this tunnel.
It's okay, Nick. I'll get some matches.
I thought Phoenix was going to say, oh, to be honest, I have no idea what I'm doing.
Oh no, he knows what he's doing.
Don't
He
tell
just
me
doesn't
it
know
wouldn't be
where
a
this
thing.
will lead.
Remember, Phoenix in the first case forgot the basics of lawyering.
Yeah, tutorial case is tutorial case.
Jet lag.
In that
Remember.
case, the very first one.
Okay.
Espella asked me to bring my mother's pendant, so I did.
That wasn't the only requirement, however. You also needed to solve a puzzle in order to use the contraption.
Yes. The puzzle section is important.
I've always been a master puzzle solver. For me, it was child's play, literally.
Oh, so
Master puzzle
are you
solver,
secret?
yeah.
So was Belle? So are you part of the Tago family?
Is there someone in Britain who doesn't know how to solve a puzzle?
She solved it when she was a little girl. What's your excuse, Nick?
His answer. Go on, Jovah. Hold on.
Hey, I have different talents. Also, how about the fact that we didn't have both of the pendants at the time, so that puzzle was literally unsolvable for me at the moment?
That also as well, yeah. Espella and Eve are best friends.
Help.
Eve is 2 years older than Espella. She used to be like a big sister to her.
That said, though, hey Layton, it seems Eve became a puzzle solver earlier than you did, since you only became a puzzle solver in your teens.
It's not a competition, Mr. Wright.
I got there eventually. So the two of you went to the Belfry. What happened next? That poor pianist having to play the theme over and over again in the background.
What was it?
You mean Kitagawa?
So, even a little girl could ring the bell.
No, I actually brought in my pianist to the court to play the music.
Yes.
I intended to
easily.
make it so that the bell... Well, actually, to be fair, Dick Layton's joke makes sense because remember, the entire soundtrack is performed by the Layton Grand Caravan Orchestra, which is in Shihura's orchestra, so technically it's a level 5 pianist playing. So, yeah.
You also divided the key to the Belfry into 2 components as an extra precaution.
Right. The reason he added that puzzle in security was that they only wanted the bell rung at certain
I was careful,
occasions.
but the same cannot be said of Newton, who constructed the mechanism as a whole. He presumably wished to make it so that even our young daughters could use it, meaning strength was not a requirement. I'm surprised you didn't put in your typical Layton puzzle number requirement. You need to solve X puzzles in order to get through here.
Yeah, I noticed that in one of the previous parts.
That became his undoing.
Yeah.
By the way, how old were the girls at that time?
Is this really important, Layton?
Yeah, objection, is that relevant?
Espella was 6 and Eve was 8. Not that I mean, not that I know what that's the relevance of.
I see. I just wanted to know.
I guess.
That mechanism was the last thing I saw before falling unconscious. And then...
Yeah, next finger.
Hold it! Do you mean that you fell unconscious after the bell was struck?
No, I just felt like.
What part? That's literally what you just said, Phoenix.
Hold on, I'm going somewhere with this.
Yes, I believe so.
Our peculiar condition causes an instant reaction. The brain probably doesn't even have the time to register the sound before consciousness is lost.
So it's equivalent of a goat playing dead, it's like both. Completely.
It was almost as if a slice of time had been stolen from my life. When I opened my eyes, I was lying on the floor.
In like half an hour.
Huh.
Oh, boo-hoo. Everybody has problems.
Darklaw first.
Yes,
of all.
problems like falling asleep at a fire festival and your entire village burning down. I'd say that's a pretty big problem.
Fair point.
I sprang to my feet and ran to his side.
And what about the situation in the town at that time?
It was burning.
Details. I need details.
I was preoccupied with Espella, so I didn't notice it to begin with.
I'll find her. I'll find her if I have to burn down all of Labyrinthia.
Yeah.
She was right there the whole time.
Yeah. What's the situation? Ah, burning, you dick! At that time, was Espella still
In
unconscious?
fact,
The whole
Jovah.
village is on fire.
In fact, Jovah, maybe that would even be a better twist. Turns out Frollo was the one that burned the entirety of Labyrinthia. While looking for while looking for Esmeralda.
And while he's basking in a moment of triumph, a rainbow-colored fruit bat pushes him aside.
So it was you who woke Espella up, witness.
You're thinking of a different franchise too.
Yeah.
Yes, it was me.
It was me.
Hang on! Espella.
I don't know, Phoenix. Espella doesn't exactly look like she's real. Oh, now she is.
Hang
No,
on.
her eyes glossed over again.
Excuse me, Miss Darklaw.
Excuse me, Miss Darklaw. I feel like you reacted to Espella's reaction.
Would you like to
But everyone
comment on
stop
the
reacting.
testimony you've just heard?
No.
It seemed like something in it attracted your attention.
No, it didn't. Not there.
I guess whatever I say, she'll just stand there going, with her
Objection, Your Honor. Obstruction of justice. She has to answer the question.
I didn't say she had
Darklaw
to.
doesn't make a great witness, does she?
Hey, I didn't say she had to, so overruled.
I don't give a.
No, I've been one.
I don't give a crap if she's good at it or not. She has to answer the question. Obstruction of justice.
I didn't say she had to. I am
Don't
the
you
judge.
ellipses me.
yeah.
Ellipses, who I damn well please.
That's actually a reference to one of those, E3 videos that Takumi wrote back in the day.
Yeah. Love those.
Yep.
Hold it! I do hope that when we eventually get the next Ace Attorney game, but it also gets a special
We did get
video.
Well, we did get it for the Greatest Attorney games, so
Yes,
probably.
and that was great.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure we'll get it.
We were paralyzed with fear. It was an event so traumatizing it still haunts us.
Again, boo-hoo. We all have problems.
Not everyone has to be paralysis demon, well, Pedro.
True.
Yeah.
Bella fainted again when she saw the fire dragon. I was crying and wailing until our fathers found us.
We went to the bell tower, as it was a good vantage point. We weren't expecting to find our daughters there.
Of course. They even suspected at that point that the disaster had been caused by the Melon Ruin.
So even back then, none of you were watching your children.
Eve was in tears, sobbing violently. As for Espella,
Well,
she was in a
Don't their
daze.
mothers, for that matter. Again.
Okay. The thing is that their mothers were looking over them at the time. The
Okay.
dads were off
If we actually
exploring
know
the
more
cave.
No,
about them,
no,
we will know how much
Not
neglect they have.
not to mention. Okay. To give some credit, to be fair, I mean, they're kids, and here's the big thing. Kids love to sneak and run away to go on adventures away from their parents. That's what kids do.
Yeah. Like, sometimes even the best parents cannot keep track of kids who are just that mischievous.
My
But I think I was
ellipse.
trying to protect her.
I'm
Hang on!
ellipses.
Mr.
Don't you
Cantabella.
ellipses me, what did I say?
Ellipses. I remember that very well, as if it happened yesterday.
plot twist. It did happen yesterday.
We were there yesterday. What the
You
hell?
hallucinated it.
Antebella?
Would you mind telling us what you saw?
Also, an actual different expression from Darklaw.
I saw the final episode of God of Thrones. It was
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. It was terrible.
It was awful, yeah.
Are you all right? Eve, what on earth happened here?
A barbecue?
Smell.
Hey, look at the bright side, girls. We have plenty of cooked meat for a year or something.
I
So
want to invite Hannibal Lecter to help.
Charge!
Whenever someone rings the bell, right?
You don't like your barbecue black, I take it,
What have
Dwiz?
you done?
At least Dweebs, you cannot have Gordon Ramsay complain that it's
there's
fucking raw.
there's a pot and kettle joke in there somewhere.
Oh, please, Mr. Cantabella, don't be angry. Aunt Espella.
Yeah, see, Dwaves, don't be angry at Espella.
Well, if you have a better delivery for the next take, child.
Come on.
Eve said it was the most serious look on her face. I'm gonna cut her some slack because it's a child acting clearly, so whatever.
Well, assuming it is a child, that is.
Please,
Go
Mr.
on.
Cantabella, don't be angry at her.
No, right?
When she said that, I grasped the situation. I realized what I had transpired in the belfry.
I do get why games do this, it's not exactly commentators trying to voice act friendly. Very
Again, the
specific,
first
I know,
year was
but I
similar to
digress.
that. Yes, the replicant B1.22 managed to have the task of having literally everything, and I mean everything, voiced. So that's actually appreciated, but I understand when it happens.
I'm so sorry, Eve.
Oh my god, I think she's snapping out of it.
Espella?
Espella! Sweetie! Say something, sweetie. Please.
Something, sweetie.
Dad,
Yes?
please forgive me. You've done all this for me.
Look, okay. Look, I apologize for being a shit dad. I promise I'll do better from now on, okay?
I think she's talking about something else for once.
Espella,
Yeah.
you're with us again. Well, I'm trying to cover all my bases, okay? I'm kind of in panic right now. Just cut me some slack, okay? Go on.
All this for me.
Well, well. At last, it would appear we are one step away from the truth.
Well, I guess Espella is conscious again, so that's progress.
Yep.
Professor, you seem to already know what that truth is.
Yeah, okay, it's almost at the end of the game, Phoenix, but you have to get used to it. Layton does that all the time.
That remains to be seen. Continue the interrogation of all, though, soon enough.
To be
The
fair,
plot will get to it when the plot wants to get to it.
to be fair, as Layton just said, you can infer that he has a strong hunch, but not necessarily certainty.
Like I said, even in other games, you kind of get always the feeling that at the very least at the 1/3 mark, Layton has started to figure out almost all of it, and he's just deliberately not telling the others,
And now the
obviously for
music's-
another reason, but to extension of the player.
And now the music's back to the interrogation Allegro.
I'm
Yes.
going to give Pedro kudos here that what he is hinting at is what the plot says it's doing. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a convincing bout when the plot itself says it, given, again, the issues with this ending. But no, to Pedro's credit, the plot will suggest that it was the duo of Phoenix and Layton together that were able to solve the mystery.
Anyway, Espella has
Right,
been
it
noticed
is
something. There you go.
Espella now is the one that's
Hang on.
full of ellipses on her head.
Excuse me, Espella. Now that you seem to be with us
Ellipses,
again,
ellipses, ellipses, ellipses.
Espella, are you okay?
No, I'm full of ellipses in my brain.
Yes. Everything's fine.
Again, to quote John Cena, are you sure about that? Like,
My apologies for bringing back such troubling memories. Nevertheless, you must endeavor to face them and overcome the power they hold over you.
Yes, Layton, there are also better ways to do that than in a fucking trial with, being accused for...
This isn't a trial at this point, it's a farce.
Again,
A therapy session.
venturing another time.
Yeah, this is a very public therapy session. The fire dragon. I summoned it because I'm Bezella.
oh, so you're the one who put in that fire dragon on that ice dungeon in Light Crusader.
No, that's just...
Guilty.
No, Espella, it was just an illusion.
a trick!
I had to answer to the riddle.
No, you're wrong, Dad.
No,
Even though we saw the gate up in the tower, you're wrong.
no, Espella, don't answer the riddle, no!
It wasn't an illusion, it was fact. If I hadn't rung the bell, none of this would have ever
Yeah,
happened.
she didn't, to Espella's credit, she didn't mean that literally. She meant that, yes, okay, the fire dragon's not a thing, but she still was the one that rang the bell, therefore she's the one that is... she doesn't mean it
Or a
literally.
title,
She's
as
using
Yeah.
Bezella as a title at this point, not...
Espella,
Well-
what?
The accused run away!
Get shaky. Apparently, he's capable to capturing her.
After her!
Es-
She's running to the bell tower!
Darn it! She's locked herself in!
Wait,
It's
didn't...
no use! We
Hold
have
on.
to break down the door to get in.
objection. Didn't the child was Greek ingested the key?
Nobody swallowed the
Welsh,
okay. if
Welsh
somebody
verb in
swallowed
there.
the key-
Like,
Okay. If somebody swallowed the key, then they passed it out, because no. Last we saw it, that key is available.
also, did they just use like a Welsh word or something? What the hell was that verb?
That was
I
the
think
name
it was
of
supposed
the...
to be German.
Was it?
No, it was just gibberish, I think.
That was the name
No,
of
no,
a
no.
character.
Oh, so Welsh,
Yes.
okay.
The child that I just mentioned that ingested the key.
Basically, they named a verb after him.
Maya had a joke about it.
Please,
Oh, no,
Espella, calm down.
Espella's gonna jump!
No, stop, come back.
I'm sorry, everyone.
Come in, Asai.
I have no right to be here anymore.
Soon and I.
Alright, so I guess I gotta commit suicide. Bye. Ah!
Yeah, the
Nick, Espella's going to do something crazy!
Espella, please do not make any hasty decisions. Well, Layton, she's not in the right mind at the minute, mate.
Well, what else do you want him to
be
do?
fair, we
that
should try and console her.
I mean,
I'll use my magic hat. Oh wait, it's glued to my head. Shit.
You're not-
None
you're
of
not-
these people are
you're not-
trained to deal with this.
Layton,
Mario.
Layton, pull an odd job. Throw your hat.
That would kill her.
I was thinking instead of Mario Odyssey, but sure.
Not Odd Job's hat, Pedro. It would kill her.
I was trying to make a British-related joke, because Layton, so...
The truth? As if it wasn't clear already. If I hadn't rung that bell, everyone would have been fine.
Everything, but yeah, tomato.
The thing is that somebody was eventually gonna ring that bell.
Objection. Sorry, so you're louder. Objection. You're the way up there. You may be mistaken. You still don't know the whole story.
Huh?
Is that, let's say, the Return of the King, where they're speaking to each other, even though Saruman's way on top of a tower.
Yeah. Dwebs,
That's so, Mr. Wright.
I had the same feeling when I was listening to Eve's testimony.
well, Dwebs, you don't know who else may be watching. So...
I felt something was not right.
Really? I I thought that was pretty much it.
What?
And then Edwebs.
My mind, especially at a time like this.
Edwebs. And then Layton's like, well, maybe if you guys would let me finish explaining, then maybe because Espella ran away before we could end the trial. So.
Yeah, I wasn't
No
finished
way.
yet. You two shut up. You done nothing. I'll handle it.
Well, you were being vague for the past few hours. You mean Espella didn't ring the bell?
No.
Yeah.
And, plot twist. The cat rang the bell. The cat killed everybody.
The cat did.
That is Rosella, of course.
What? Nonsense. Of course she did.
Darklaw, are you about to ready to have your entire world as
Also,
you know it
her
rocked?
name is Eve. Even Phoenix remembered it. Come on, guys.
As it stands, it's hard to say for sure that she didn't ring the bell. However,
Good time.
there is a but to this. However,
There you go, see?
we've got evidence that will clear any doubts.
So if you don't...
Imagine.
Hey, Dibs, this is literally you didn't let me finish moment.
Yeah.
Show
was
us the
gonna make
so-called evidence you claim to have.
I was gonna make I'm gonna let you finish, Joe, but not really good to go with Kanye West recently.
What do you think proves Espella didn't ring the bell?
What do you, the people at home, the vigilantes report?
Yes.
The badge.
No,
invisible
I'm still
rumble?
I'm still going with my theory. The cat killed her. The cat rang the bell. The cat was playing with the bell. Sorry, the cat was playing with a ball, and then the ball jumped and
Jovah,
rang
you
the
have to
bell.
choose at some point.
Take that! Espella, can you hear me?
What?
No.
Wait,
How could you answer if you can't hear?
That's not what the script says. Where
Don't
you're
go off
standing now
script,
is the same spot from where you saw the spire dragon.
cut. Espella, would you please
That's
memorize your
right.
lines?
Fucking amateurs.
I can't hear him.
This fretwork here is the same as what I saw that day.
Hey, wait a minute. If you couldn't hear me, why did you react as if you could hear me?
Ellipses, ellipses.
Maybe they did it like in the Yu-Gi-Oh movie. They did a split screen.
Yeah.
When I look at it now,
Like Kung Fu Panda 2.
it seems so small. Even adorable.
Like, you cannot have it as a pet.
The drag. The fire dragon looks so adorable.
Defense? What does this have to do with anything?
Well, if you'll let me
Don't worry,
finish.
You'll see.
Just let me explain. Jeez, what's everyone being so impatient today?
To be fair, it has been a long night.
We're all in panic. Go on.
I think it's now like early morning, actually.
Yeah, we're about to get the dawn.
As you will no doubt recall, Mr. Cantabella told us that people who drink the groundwater here suffer from a condition. As this document recalls,
Called
a condition where they fall unconscious
Remember,
the moment they hear a sound of pure silver.
the triplets have the Junior's Woodchuck guy that has all the information in the universe. Phoenix has all the information in the universe in that one sheet of paper.
The parchment.
So
Yes.
does that make the paper even more overpowered?
Yes.
It's not even an entire book.
Yes, remember, he keeps bringing up an autopsy report that looks like something in the court
Anyway.
record. Sorry.
The
So
point
you
is that
recovered
Espella
consciousness
regained
before
control there.
Espella. You ran to her side and shook her awake.
Indeed. As the slideshow will demonstrate.
Because this is a visual novel.
As soon as she opened her eyes, she saw the fire dragon. In other words, if it was Espella who rang the bell, that would mean the device for ringing the bell must be very close to the fretwork of the dragon.
In fact, I just realized something. This game was written by Takumi, where Hino gave Takumi the reins, and you can tell because there's a cat in this game and he didn't die. So yeah,
Yeah.
See if the contraption is located near the dragon fretwork.
Okay, I have to be pedantic again. While Phoenix's statement might have some sense, it takes a bit before the bell actually rang. For all we know, Espella ran to the position of the balcony with the dragon. And that means.
To be fair, we're later gonna see that wasn't the case.
Is it because Darklaw doesn't hydrate? Mr. Wright!
Espella, did you find it?
I found Waldo.
I don't know if it's the right thing.
Or what?
Eventually rings the until you never falls
Oh.
again.
Let me test it.
Hey, no!
And Maya just got the matches in town.
Ooh, what does this button do?
No!
But there's something on the other side of that belfry. A contraption with a handle.
Aha!
What?
Say what?
On the other side?
I'm hanging on to the other side. I won't give up till the end of me.
That's right. I'm what you get when the stars collide. I figured there was something weird when we went up the bell tower.
For what time, Phoenix? How long
The
the gajillions?
The 5th time, I think. I couldn't put my finger on it. Hey, on the plus side, I've got an amazing cardio exercise in as a result.
Yep,
No.
Cause
No way.
to rival the one of an Habsburg, I guess.
I've done enough exercise for a whole year.
You see where I'm going with this, don't you, Miss Belduke? If it was Espella who rang the bell... There's no way she could have seen the fire dragon when she woke up.
Dun,
Because as we
dun,
later
dun.
see, the way the contraption works is, as soon as you crank it enough to ring the bell, you don't have time to make it all the way to the front.
Okay, again, I have to question again the game's physics, because no matter the metal, a bell like that still takes a bit of time before the first ring even strikes.
Yeah, it's the way the mechanism works, a modern enough one.
An excellent deduction, Mr. Wright.
Figured I would get to do something. I might as well be the one who pins the actual culprit.
Miss Darklaw, it seems that everything is now clear as day, or night, or whatever.
Well, it's almost day, Layton.
The
So
moonlight.
What? What do you mean?
whatever do you mean?
See, Darklaw, not everything went according to your plan.
Why, of course. Oh, I mean the answer to the question of who rang the bell.
It was her. It had to be.
You are fucked up saying it like that.
We're all fucked up.
Everybody is.
Everybody is. Everybody's fucked up.
Except Barnum.
Well, Barnum's not here to say anything. What do you say,
He's
Mr. Wright?
It looks like we've arrived at the same conclusion.
Appletini.
And then they say a different one at the same time.
We now know that only one person could have done it.
The cat.
Your mom did it!
Pedro, what did cats do to you?
Wait, what good will saying it out loud do? Look, if the cat
It
won't
will.
die, then it needs to be made a culprit. Something has to happen to that cat. It's not a level 5 game if it doesn't.
Somebody take Hino out of here. Thank you very much.
Well, hey. If we consider Eve the cat in this scenario, then something certainly will happen.
She has cat ears. Get her.
Yeah, your daughter did ring the bell. Are you not curious to know the name of the true culprit who has pinned the blame on your daughter all this while?
Fine. Dahlia Hawthorne rang the bell. Her ghost rang the bell. She's hunting Labyrinthia. There you go.
And no matter what, just blame
Layton,
Dahlia for everything.
Layton, you don't need to ask. Trust me.
Just tell me.
Let's just say it's my ex.
How about you stop taunting us? Just say the name already.
My poor heart can take it. Just say it, man.
Hey,
Yeah.
Who is the true culprit?
John Cena. Dun, 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 dun.
Well,
Let's do it,
you couldn't see
Professor.
him coming anyway.
Exactly. You can't see him.
Yeah, exactly. I can't.
Let's do it, Professor. Are you ready?
Professor, wake up.
That's
Herschel.
Herschel, there. I am always ready, Mr. Wright.
That's my
So were
secret.
you
That's my
born
secret,
ready?
Captain. I'm always angry.
Puzzling.
I'm always sleepy.
He
Every
keeps his
day.
trauma
Oh,
under his
okay.
hat, Phoenix.
Well, actually, she right. That's exactly it, as we learned from Lost Future. Actually, so yes.
I know.
It's time to set things straight. The person
The
who rang the
cat.
bell was
There you go. See, it was a cat. The cat. It was presented as an option. See, I told you.
Was it Eve?
Look at that. It's
Or
the face
was
of
it
evil.
Eve?
Fuck Neil.
Have a look.
The other way.
It's you, Eve Beldew.
Oh, so Layton's pointing at Phoenix, and Phoenix is pointing at Layton. Both Layton and Phoenix did it.
Oh god, okay.
Oh.
Me? But
Dun
Yes.
dun
It was
dun.
you all along. There were only the two of you in the belfry at the time.
The woman,
And you were tall. And you were the tall one. So
You know that better than anyone.
And she just repressed that all the time.
wow, everyone's having their trauma just like aired out in front of an entire village.
Like I said, it's not.
rang the bell.
It's not too different how Xenogears handle this kind of psychology, trauma and repression, and discharging responsibility onto someone else.
It had to be you.
your cat ears gave it away.
Blaming it on your best friend. How dare you?
That's preposterous. It can't be true.
Search your feelings. You know it to be true.
I don't have feelings.
Well,
What are you, dead inside?
I mean, look at that face.
It was an extremely traumatizing event for both you and Espella. Yeah. Your friend's memories were altered from the shock without her even realizing it. Because I'm also a psychologist. She believed she was a witch who rang the bell and summoned the dragon, which incinerated the town.
dun dun dun.
However, Miss Belduke, Espella wasn't the only one whose memories were warped by the horrors you two witnessed. You were affected as well.
Well, that's not really a surprise, to be fair.
To be fair, I'm actually okay with the game doing this because it would have been so easy to say, oh, it was neither of you, like, was it just an accident, or, pulling out of the car desperately in order to say, absolving both of these from responsibilities.
Or the cat did it.
And yeah, it's also similar a bit to the
Breakdown.
Police Attorney.
Mm-hmm.
Why? What are these flashbacks? I've never.
You're in an
They're
episode
called
of Lost.
repressed memories.
Mm-hmm. Turns out Espella wasn't the only one with stuff locked in her mind.
And
And
here's
now we finally
all right.
get
Really
what
happy.
Yes, and this particular cutscene has probably my favorite track in the whole game, and that's saying something.
Wow, even more than casting magic.
You can do it.
Well, it's just because it's just glorious. This is Nishihura at his best.
What's the matter? I don't want to do this now. We'll be taken over by Bizarre.
Looked more like you were struggling with it physically, girl.
And you're the one who said you wanted to come and ring the bell. I did, but I
Change my mind.
changed my mind.
Chicken!
Hey,
Exactly.
after coming all this way?
I walked up all these stairs.
Okay. So as we can see, the crank was a good ways away from.
I don't care if I burn the city. I've got here. I might as well ring the bloody thing.
And ring it she did.
Oh, that face.
Here's where she saw the fire dragon.
It's a good thing people were probably already dead and stopped screaming, because otherwise that would have been worse.
Yeah.
This game would have been rated 16.
Also, objection, that dragon doesn't look like the one on the pedestal because it doesn't have frontal, claws. This is a wyvern,
Yeah.
a dragon.
I was about to say.
This track is very appropriately called Sealed Memories.
I wonder if he originally was supposed to be Gazella's theme if she had been a character properly.
It is too. Like if you listen to this theme, actually is reoccurring whenever there's hints of this theme whenever they talk about Bazella. So yeah, it is meant to be Bazella's theme.
To protect themselves.
Like I said, it's another parallel to Xenogears because the first time we hear its theme is when Faye is reminiscing something.
Then, if that's true, for the past 10 years, I've been pinning the blame for what I've done on Espella.
You were essentially a pawn of your own messed up memories.
Trauma!
Search your feelings again. Yeah, search your feelings.
Avush!
Darklaw's just
Ah.
disappeared.
Trevor, you want to do the take of that one?
The invisibility room.
I'm not walking up those stairs again.
Inquisitor Darklaw, she's run away.
But did you hear that? It was her that once destroyed this town.
Oh, that's already been messed up so much. We don't need this now.
Jinx.
She's got to pay for what she did. Capture her, kill her, kill her.
Pages, like you said
Let's
earlier,
burn the
are
witch.
fucked up.
Someone burnt them.
Darklaw's the witch. Burn her.
Oh, here
There
we
are
go.
no witches!
No, she's on the roof.
How did she get there? She
She's
Batman.
a good climber.
Hey, shut up.
It really doesn't matter anymore who rang the accursed bell.
Actually, it does, Espella.
We just spent the last half an hour.
Created for me.
Okay,
It's
I won't
my
deny.
fault you've
I
all been
get that
used
Espella is
as
traumatized, but this was the point where even I got a bit annoyed. Like, we've just
Jovah.
proved that you did not
What are you
ring
saying?
the bell.
Please, come down right now.
Considering all their trauma and the
You
actual
haven't
suicide
done
thoughts,
anything
Jovah,
wrong.
it
It
really
was
is not
all
something that
my
magically
fault.
gets fixed in one bit.
Oh, no. I absolutely understand it not getting fixed.
Dad,
What I take issue with is the fact that she chooses now to jump right after we prove that she's not guilty.
you've been so kind.
She's acting like she still is the Great Witch Bazella at a point where
Not
that's
really,
just...
she literally just said that she feels sorry for the fact that the entire town was built because she believed that.
Finish your story for you. The evil witch will be gone forever, and everyone will live happily ever after. Dad, thank you for everything you've done for me.
Also, Jovah, if she's doing this, she ain't thinking.
Don't do it, Espella.
True.
Yep.
Okay, so I'll admit, initially I thought this is going to be the moment where, it turns out Barnum escaped from prison to help Espella.
If only.
No.
Well, to be fair,
Oh, no, I just want to point this out. So, yeah, Eve ran up that entire tower, But she did, in fact, take time to change her clothes. What?
No, she only. Actually, it's the same. She only had the invisibility cloak on her.
No. Take a better look here.
Yeah, it's a different dress.
That's different from her usual.
Yeah, it
Notice
is.
She doesn't have the
It's a
gauntlets
continuity
or
error.
purple.
I get the feeling probably this was how it was originally meant to be, and this is a leftover probably.
Still,
Oh,
have the
it's not
pendant.
just a continuity there, though, because remember, she will wear that outfit for pretty much the rest of the story. Which means that she did indeed change clothes at that time.
Espella, I'll save you. First, let me change my outfit. Alright, Espella, I'm Riftfoot.
For some reason, I just couldn't let it go.
Feels like I'm not letting you go now.
Espella! Miss Darklaw!
Quick, they'll fall if we don't
I
The
can't!
camera is
I
here,
can only
Phoenix.
pose like
have to
this!
save them.
I can only pose awesomely like this.
No, you won't make it there in time.
Why?
The wooden handrail Eve's holding onto is rotted through.
Oh, god damn
Only
it!
you know.
Some sort of magic.
Because it's probably been years since they replaced it.
We literally need the magic of. Okay, what the game is about to do now is something slightly
You
cute.
say? Got an idea, Professor? If a bit of magic is all that's needed to save these two young ladies, then perhaps that is something I can arrange.
Really?
What?
Yes, I have contacts.
I have Bazella on speed dial.
Espella was real.
Oh.
You have to let go, otherwise you'll fall
Gasper.
Alakazam.
There you go. Layton has the powers of Jesus now.
You see, Mr. Wright, I have a better
What?
pointer finger than
What's
you.
going on here? Anyone?
Mine can save people's lives.
Yes, I'm. Hurry up! My finger is. There you are.
Professor, you're a sorcerer?
No, I'm a Jedi actually.
I'm a Jedi Knight.
So, space sorcerer. Or
I,
space paladin, to be
actually,
precise.
I used to be a Sith Lord called Darth Laytonius.
Surely Darth Bronever.
No, Miss Faye. We have already established that magic doesn't exist, even in this town.
So you just wanted to show off her.
Hey,
Good
yeah.
to know.
He does
Hey,
this a
yeah.
lot, actually.
Hey, by the way, Professor, where did Luke go? Like, he was in, like, the cutscene before the previous cutscene.
I think he fell asleep. Like, it's way past his bedtime.
What you have just seen
No, sure. He was in the cutscene where Darklaw first caught
Also,
Espella.
the sleep schedule of everyone is
Oh,
fucked up at this point.
was the last and greatest illusion of Labyrinthia.
What? An illusion?
Yes, Layton's finger looks like he's making an L shape as opposed
Yeah,
to
take the L, Phoenix.
magic is but an illusion. And this illusion was produced by the power of suggestion and Labrellum's medication.
And technology.
Why the ellipses?
Ellipses.
To show
This was
to leave.
I refuse to call it medicine.
big. We're
Fuck, call it what it is.
Everyone in Labyrinthia has been under this particular, quote, magic spell.
how about
Well,
the,
medication is a form of drug still.
How about this, too? We'll just assume that the word warrior contributed to the writing. There you go.
No, okay, look. It's
True
not.
power of Labyrinthia is the force of the truth.
As weird as it may sound, it's not that nonsensical.
Shall we break the spell?
Magic is the last mystery to be solved.
You've seen through all my tricks, Layton.
And right.
Who cares?
Just Layton. Layton is like, you're studying the screen time.
I wouldn't have done it without the vital hint you gave me when we spoke in your tower.
There you go. Yeah, and to be fair, this is actually something that only Layton could have known because of, as you said, that talk he had with the privately with the storyteller. To be fair.
The spell is concealed at the start.
Okay, so what does that mean?
As you know, all the spells are listed within this book.
Oh hey, a second time for Layton using the Grand Grimoire animation.
I need to use it.
Right, the Grand Grimoire.
Now, what did Mr. Cantabella mean by the star?
I still love how the game literally gave Barnum just one use of that animation, and for a simile, nonetheless. The front cover. Oh, it's a
Usually it's the back
bookend.
cover to start, but sure.
Precisely, Mr. Wright.
Even the Wizard's Companion is kind of like that.
Mornstar.
The final spell shall dispel the illusion.
Shall we use the one from the Tales of?
Or like, I should say, dispeller the illusion.
Hold on, yes, this.
The correct incantation is hidden on the front cover itself.
Which means one last puzzle.
Well then, Mr. Wright. This is the final puzzle. Soon, a new day will begin for the townspeople. Let us put an end to this illusion. Once and for all.
Yeah.
Time to put all I've learned to the test.
That was a Sonic,
That's
yeah.
it? Cool.
I guess Phoenix is
Puzzle
just
70, the final
Phoenix
spell.
is just that kind of cool guy who will sum it up. Basically, hidden on the cover of the Grand Grimoire are the characters that spell the true magical incantation. Select the characters on the touchscreen and slide them over to their counterparts on the tome's cover to make them vanish. The grand finale approaches. Remove the extra magical characters from the Grand Grimoire's cover to reveal the hidden incantation.
For context, for some reason, but I don't understand because it's even in the original Japanese version, not just the translated one. Someone at Namco back in the day thought it was a great idea to name the most powerful spell in the Tales of series, the equivalent of the ultimate spell in Final Fantasy, Indignation.
Yep.
And it's just a magical explosion. Like,
Look.
it's not even a case of a finger pointing, but it's called Indignation.
Well, it's to show that you're indignated too.
Who made that spell? Megumin?
Could be at this point.
More
I
like
don't
Pac-Man, because it's Namco.
know. Valkyrie then. Sure.
What? I don't know. I feel like Valkyrie would have tripped over that at that point.
She's competent in what she does.
It's weird because a lot of crossover material likes to portray her as clumsy for some reason.
It's part of the charm. In more in a sense that sure, she might have the clumsy factor, but she still gets stuff done.
So yeah,
you go.
basically work your magic, moving the extra tomes, and congrats, you're a magician now.
You're a wizard, Layton.
Boy, how much would Layton's mind shatter if he came across
Still,
all
again,
this?
as a general theme also for the entire game, basically the last puzzle is something that you cannot even fuck up. While most of the Layton games, it is something that you can still fail, like the one where you have to save the president from the electrical machine.
Well, actually, Teo, the last puzzle of the box in Pandora's box is one that you cannot fail as well.
I was thinking instead of one of Lost Future, if I recall correctly, it's the one where you have to save the Prime Minister from the machine.
Yeah.
I feel like Lost Future is more the outlier, though, in that regard.
I forgot, what is the last puzzle of Hero's Village?
The final puzzle is actually well, remember that's just before you finish climbing the tower, so it's not during a super urgent moment in the story, unlike with Lost Future. Well, the idea, the reason they do that there is because you're in the middle of a big, important, urgent moment in the story, so they want to keep the pacing up instead of just, having a puzzle that you can fail, which may ruin the pacing.
Let us think about it together.
Alright, so again, despite the fact that it still looks gibberish, apparently this still forms up an actual word.
Wow, exactly 4,000 picarats.
Yep, that's right. So that is enough to unlock everything.
Because Wright's his last name.
Let's do this. Because for as messy as this ending is,
As the
this
sun-
cutscene
In a few
is
hours, the
awesome.
sun have risen.
It's
Hooray.
rising. And when it does,
Congrats!
And
None
look
of
at
us have
that.
gotten any sleep.
Hey, look at that. The light is now shines for the darkness.
Now, Professor?
yes.
Come on, Professor.
Shall
You
we,
gotta give the
Mr.
audience what they came for.
Yep.
Sure, this is it.
Double the
Yep.
pointer finger.
Alright.
That is an awesome.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Awesome
turns out what saved Espella and Eve was a literal Deus Ex Machina.
So this is the real magic behind Labyrinthia.
Excellent work, my boy.
Also, I wonder if the intended reaction was still a surprise, considering with.
There you go. That's what Luke. That's what Luke was.
I learned how to teleport.
And there you go. See,
Oh,
that's.
the entire town was an illusion.
See, there you go. That's where Luke was. He's been. Layton told him to stay there so he would be ready to use that machine when the moment was right. See?
Like I pointed out,
It was all part of the
remember,
plan.
He was at. Remember though, he was actually in the cutscene where Eve first catches Espella. Remember that cutscene is separated by a bit of in-game footage. So that means
Phoenix,
during that time he
storyteller
ran
did
over.
that, said that before.
Is that a projected skyline as well?
No, that's
Well,
the real
a sort of
actual sky.
invisibility cloak more than anything.
How did
But
you get?
yes,
How did you get a crane into London?
That's right.
Yeah, that's a good question. How?
Again, it doesn't really explain what happened in the prologue,
Buildings
fortunately.
disappear.
and again,
Cars
also-
struggle to get through London. How are you
Like,
getting
the
a crane
closest
in
I
here?
How you
The
get a crane?
closest I can imagine.
Well, this is not London, is it?
The closest I can imagine is the statues coming to life where because they were actually robots or something. That's more of a common thing in the Layton universe anyway. But everything
They
else,
do-
not really.
Couldn't he have just...
They do explain what happened in the garden, in the DLC.
Oh.
Also,
Aren't those non-canon anyway, though?
also I can say.
Well, okay. The way Layton DLC works is like, well, it's part canon, part non-canon. I'll explain more later. For now, story.
It's kind of like the Another Day bits from the World Ends Few games.
So to give the plot some credit, they do explain some of the crazier magic with machines. It still doesn't explain Gold War, though.
Again,
Well,
I
I
Sorry to
believe
cut you
it's-
off, Jovah. Maya, stay away from the heavy machinery.
Yes.
Yes.
Also, again, Joe, I wonder if it's a case of, double wall that switches on a rail pattern.
Quick crack
Really?
running back and forth between the crane and me next to Layton.
Also, I can say this because Dwebs saw that episode recently with me. Remember Shirai, as we saw in the Layton anime, the Rector can shoot a movie at nighttime while nobody's looking. So clearly, in Layton's London, security is very poor. Let's just say.
Also, Dwibs,
No,
Maya, no!
since this takes place after Eternal Diva, I'm gonna say Luke is perfectly fine because we saw him like parkour around a robot.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he can run circles around everyone pulling all
The
this
thing
crap.
remember one of the primary things with Layton is 80s anime, where trust me, there's a lot of 80s animes where kids do superhuman shit. So
So, now what?
The sun has risen above Labyrinthia and has shown us our town's true form.
I would like to get out of this chair now. My back and backside
Well,
hurt.
I really don't think there's any need.
I don't think I
for a
feel the
verdict
backside.
Oh, no! I came this far.
Weren't witches after all.
But we came here to burn something. Who are we gonna burn now? I get it. We'll burn the
Those who have been
judge.
sentenced are still alive
No!
and well.
Well, that's nice and well, Your
Except
Honor.
for the Newton. He's still dead.
Well, hey, to be fair, the judge didn't sentence him.
At last, I can step down from this seat with a clear conscience.
Can you really?
Yes.
Well, as much of a clear conscience as I possibly can get. Okay, just give me a break. I've had a long night.
Here we
last
go.
witch's court
Wait,
session.
wait. I thought you said you were
ever
going to
to
give a
be
verdict.
Nope, he's given one.
Yep.
He's about to. Not guilty. And still no confetti.
Hey,
Actually,
we
no,
even
there
have
we go.
confetti ready at long last.
Wait,
where's
Where's
it
that confetti coming
Where's
from?
it coming from?
Look, it's an Ace Attorney game. You need to have.
Joshua arrived at the last second to solve it.
Look, it's an Ace Attorney game.
course.
It has to have confetti, okay? No, even if it
And
doesn't
you
make
know what?
sense.
We get the post-trial music from his attorney.
Yep.
And I will give them credit. They do stick to their guns on at least this final chapter, technically being an Ace Attorney chapter, with it having the victory in the posting, and Phoenix even gets the final line. And hey, when you get down to it, technically Phoenix won the verses. Like, he won the trial to prove Espella innocent. We got a not guilty verdict.
Remember,
I guess
Jovah.
that's one silver lining.
Oh, look, the judge.
I'd like to congratulate the two of you. You both did splendidly in the quote courts.
Well, that's my job.
Well, remember, Jovah. It's like what Edgeworth taught us in the first game. It's not about winning or losing. It's about the two attorneys finding the truth.
Like I said, I'm
it's the
taking
judge.
any silver lining I can with this case's ending.
You've brought to light the truth about this town.
I can see my family again.
Although I still find it astonishing that we could not see all of this.
Fury, can you imagine if the twist was that this is actually our judge who's had his memory wiped?
Oh god, the poor guy.
Poor auntie. I can't
No,
even
they
think
actually
of
just
how
kidnapped
it's
Canada Judge.
Yeah, and colored his beard. The
Yeah.
silver.
And,
All the stress
cut his-
actually gave
That's
him
why he
the
doesn't
gray
have
hair.
his Canadian accent. So.
but that would mean that they cut his hair and made him bald just like his brother.
You cannot see pure black. That was sufficient.
Okay,
Sure, moving
yeah,
on.
Okay. So, to give this plot credit, there actually was a British company who did develop a material that is akin to pure black color. So that is scientifically possible to make something that simulates the idea of pure blackness. However, I'm going to point out the issue with this bit later.
Oh, now I see. These strange contraptions are made from black metal.
Wait just a second. There are plenty of black objects all over Labyrinthia, aren't there?
Well, yeah, but that's only black, not pure, not pure
Yeah.
black. There's a difference, Luke.
Hey, I just helped save the day here. I think I deserve a say.
That is true.
The pit speaks. Hey, shut up. Anyway.
Yeah, that's right. My hair's charcoal black too.
Well, aren't you the
The green screen effect.
aren't you the
Bald
lucky
in
one?
this universe canonically.
Oh my god, you're telling me nobody saw her hair, so they just assumed she was bald?
Never yours,
Phoenix.
Phoenix.
Phoenix is
Again,
bald too.
again, there's a difference between regular black and pure black. Okay.
True.
Ah, but it is not pure black.
Yes.
Whatever.
It's a mud blood black. I don't know.
Okay, it's time for a science lesson.
What you call me?
As the color black is in fact far from being pure black.
Too black. Too strong.
Yeah, too black, too strong. It wasn't you, Maya. It was the hair that I called it.
Fun fact, actually, that final boss for Sonic Rush is sampled from a Malcolm X bout.
Mm-hmm.
All the songs in that soundtrack have
The
sample
composer
treatment.
just loves to do that.
Yes.
Our
That-
brains interpret reflections of light as colors.
That is
And
correct.
meanwhile, Dr. Trek is like, boring, can you provide facts about the actual city?
The smallest amounts of light are not pure black.
God, Lautrec is such a tourist.
No, that's the thing. That's the thing, too. If Lautrec was you, you'd probably be sleeping. Like you would fall asleep like he does in that one cutscene.
Yeah.
Pure black
You
is
just
only
leave
encountered
him
within
here.
nature as darkness.
So Heartless cannot be seen normally? What are you saying?
Darkness.
heartless everywhere.
Yes.
Is there a door to darkness?
Yes, the machines using Labyrinthia are coated in a special material developed by Labyrinthia Incorporated.
Now, again, to give him credit, funnily enough, not too long after
why
this
is the
game was...
British government not patenting these for, military use?
Because I kept it hidden from everybody.
Believe it or not, to you, a few years after this game, well, actually, no, the same year that this game was released overseas, a British company apparently invented the world's darkest material, which simulates pure black.
You know what that means, right?
Takumi
predicted the future again. Yes.
No, they stole his idea.
And just like Kojima, Takumi's all like, I told you. I fucking told you, but you guys didn't listen to me, did you? Nah, it's just crazy.
And again, keep in mind, this game technically came out in 2012, so that was 2 years before.
Remember the Japanese release? Yeah, the Japanese release was 2 years before, so technically, yes, it counts.
Now,
Actually,
like I said,
oh, sorry.
Like I said, okay, fair, pure black material simulated. That doesn't explain how they didn't bang into these. Shiroi pointed out during our original playthrough in a much distressed voice, how did nobody bump into these things? Especially the bell tower.
Very ideally, okay, the tower, yes, I do argue that yes, the tower is still a problem, but the other machine seems to be built on top of the rooftops.
Well, keep in mind, Luke was operating a crane which was right there.
Yeah.
And assuming nobody heard it move.
Okay, that's
when
the
you
point.
think about it, this town abounds in all things invisible.
Layton, we don't have time for these.
Like logic.
But the reason the government, didn't get a hold of any of this is because after they made it, they couldn't find it because they couldn't see it.
No. The reason the government didn't patent it was because it wasn't evil enough.
Yeah.
It's Darklaw, or should I say, Belgique.
Yes.
It's like
How did you change your outfit that quickly?
I know, right?
For 10 long years, your memories had been suppressed. Why did you waste time changing outfits?
Actually,
Like I
it's
said-
more of a case also that this is the default outfit and she only add the jacket on and she removed just that.
Yeah, because like her ribbons on her neck still seem to be the same.
Yeah, maybe it is just the jacket that she just took off.
In order to put on the robe of invisibility.
Okay.
Yeah.
Comparing her full body shots in both of her outfits, keep in mind she also had to take off the gauntlets, which those probably might have taken a
She
while.
doesn't have them.
No, she's not wearing the
No,
gauntlets.
she's
If
wearing
anything,
black
she's-
gloves right now.
Yeah.
What?
Okay, I guess to be fair, it would be fairly easy for her to take the gauntlets off while she's running up the stairs, I guess.
Okay, here are her in her two outfits.
Let me see.
Yeah. But like I was saying, okay, to be fair, when it comes to the gauntlets, it would be fairly easy for her to just remove the gauntlets while climbing the stairs.
But
So,
the shoes, she's wearing a
And the
completely
pants.
different under outfit.
yeah.
The boots are different.
Oh, yeah. True.
It is probably the continuity error.
Yeah, it's a
like you said.
continuity error, yeah.
Anyway.
So anyway, the revelation comes that this was all being done for Eve's sake.
As we have demonstrated, it was easy to deduce from the situation in the belfry.
It does, it's like,
Turns out the storyteller did know something she didn't.
Yeah.
it's like that continuity
But if you
error
knew that
in
all
the
along.
Godfather regarding Corleone's age.
Like you
Why
say,
didn't he say anything?
it was, of course, for your own good.
No.
Ding!
Don't be angry at her!
Pedro?
Oh, sorry. You were trying to pin the blame for that disaster on Espella.
Storyteller, you awake?
Yes, I was, but if you knew that, why did you keep quiet about it?
Because,
Hmm.
well, because...
Let's see, telling the little girl that she accidentally murdered an entire town.
Mhm.
If you had only scolded me back then for lying.
Okay, well, first of all, I would have been up to your father. And second,
Look.
That's another bit missing. We don't really know what Newton Belduc really felt for his daughter. We only get a passing mention.
Maybe Espella wouldn't have suffered such trauma.
You know, this does go back to a point I hinted at earlier. My dudes, you were trying everything to help Espella. Why didn't you just tell her, Espella, you didn't ring the bell. That was Eve.
It was your eyes, Eve.
They were Mako eyes.
What?
They're not really glowing, Jovah.
They were glowing back then.
Also remember, there was a sequence where they demonstrated that they tried to convince Espella that she didn't do the thing.
But keep in mind, they never tell her the culprit who actually did it. Oh, sure, they say Bazella is a witch, and witches are the true bad guys, and the simulation. But never do we get any hinting that they told her, Espella, you didn't do it.
Anyway, what they're saying is that as a probably a defense mechanism that apparently Mr. Arthur Cantabella believed that what Eve said, she actually believed in that, which is like, no, that's not even how internalizing trauma works. What the fuck?
Well, okay. The idea is that she was repressing memories of actually having rung the bell, so she came to the conclusion that Espella was the one who rang the bell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right there.
And I called you a liar then.
You would probably have suffered a mental breakdown.
And instead, Espella did. Like, someone had to, but at the same time, might as well have the...
Well, okay. I guess his logic is that Espella was already having a mental breakdown. We didn't need a second person to have one.
You know what fictional universes really need?
Therapy.
Yes, Shira, we said therapy. We've talked about this.
You don't have to make a whole town. You have the money to do that.
Yes,
Sir, you have the money to get your daughter a therapist.
Hero, it really is like that. It really is like that panel from...
See, the thing is...
if you have so much money, why didn't you actually find the cure for cancer instead of making dinosaurs?
You see, let me explain. See, the thing is, sure. The reason fictional universes don't have therapists is because if they had, every story would end with, "I have a problem. I guess I'm going to consult therapy." Then the therapist helps him solve the problem. End of story.
The best.
I have
Hold on.
only two concerns.
There we go.
The first is my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
It pains me to be leaving her alone in this world, although she probably doesn't think of me as her father.
Awkward.
Ellipses, ellipses.
I had an argument with my father once.
That is correct.
He was always thinking only about the town and paid no attention to me.
So you moved out and broke off contact with him.
Which did not make things better.
But you were wrong about your father. Not a single day passed without him thinking about you. Thinking of you wherever you are. We pray for our sorrows to end and hope that our hearts will blend. Is it blend or melt? I forgot what it was. You helped to make the story I was weaving a reality. For your sake.
All in good intentions.
All these people have to integrate back into regular society now.
Have fun.
Regular society is overrated.
And just in time to see London have destroyed.
God damn, he's right. This takes place before Lost Future.
Just like before, ideally.
Well,
I'm so ignorant.
And meanwhile, Phoenix is thinking, well, at least I can go back home where things are relatively normal.
To America.
I was so convinced Father was driven to suicide by you. It's kind of like when after the Octo expansion came out and you could be an Octoling, they had the Race War Splatfest immediately after.
Pearl, why were you okay with that?
Why was Marina okay with that?
Because everybody in Splatoon is fucked up. Moving on.
They really are, actually.
They are.
They're either
Sure, maybe they're...
Go on.
Again, Shuri, how about Lil Buddy in Splatoon 3?
Well, I can't really do the voice, but we're all terrible. I can't do the voice. Yeah, thank
That's
you.
pretty good. There we go.
I can't do it.
Oh, Espella, right?
Hi,
You're here.
I'm
Oh,
here.
yeah, you're here as well.
Eve.
Espella.
Oh, voice. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Espella.
All right, Eve. What do you say?
Unforgivable.
Very
Chug it out.
good.
I'll forgive you.
I rewrote your story, putting you through all this.
Yeah, this all happened because you did some rewrites.
Extreme because of one wrong assumption.
A misunderstanding, you could say.
Hilarious.
Ha ha ha.
No, it's okay, Eve. I wasn't angry.
I was just
I was
disappointed.
depressed.
You weren't?
Yeah.
I'm disappointed.
No.
You've always been on my side, protecting me.
Including the time that you wrote me to be a witch.
I was gonna say, were you?
You know, Jovah, I do wonder if at this point you were supposed to present the pendant to trigger this dialogue, because yes, guess what? That's another thing missing from his attorney. The final piece of evidence to present.
A weird omission at
I
that.
also owe you an apology.
You know what? I actually think that theory might
After all,
work because...
I forgot about my dearest friend.
No, actually it doesn't because
But there's a piece of shit
No.
that you can kind of tell ideally was a thing of, I don't know what to say, please, Mr. Wright, let me
Oh,
find in the
hold on.
words to do it.
There you are, Eve.
God damn it.
Where were you?
Yeah, emotional support my ass. You feel it.
Sorry, I was talking to the cat this whole time.
Yeah, not just. Look at those soulless eyes on that cat. Like,
Your cat's called Eve.
Did a cat
Wait,
piss in
didn't
your
you
breakfast?
that?
Like, what the fuck?
Excuse me?
You know what I've just said?
It's a cat in the Kiro story. The fact that he doesn't get killed.
You and Eve.
well, remember this. That's because Takumi has the reins.
Oh, look, guys, they're alike. It's almost like Eve was supposed to be the cat.
Hilarious again.
Look, they both have the same facial
Feel in
expressions.
your head.
And then Eve's like, "Are you trying to imply that I'm a furry?"
Yes.
It looks
Well,
like Eve has
looking
taken
at the
a liking to
concept
the
art,
earrings.
you apparently were supposed to be.
Also, those,
You got that right.
you have
And
a
the
very
similarity
interesting
is
hairstyle,
really
Eve.
striking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take some cues from
Even
Shandy
Maya
in order
agrees.
to create bonds for your hair.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I demand cat women.
Again, given the
Monkey
concept
Small
art,
Shearer,
you
you're
originally-
getting the movie with Halle Berry.
Shira, you have
no.
Shira, you have that Scooby-Doo movie that we did, and I can direct it to plenty of Catgirl hentais. So.
And they all lived happily ever after.
No, we're
no,
missing
Jovah,
one
I don't
final
think that's how
sequence,
hentais end.
Oh, no. What he means, Shira, hold on, Jovah. What he means, Shira, is that everybody lived happily ever after because of the Catgirl hentais.
Oh, I think we're about to
I
get now
see.
the thing that Jovah
Hey.
hates.
Yes,
Oh god, this bit coming up.
I must say, I am indebted.
Aww. That's good, because I might need
don't
some
mention
compensation for the trauma
Yeah,
I've
someone
had to
need
go
pay
through.
Phoenix.
Well,
And
wow.
given how I was literally
Phoenix
kidnapped
doesn't want
for
a
all
charity
this,
organization, you know.
I mean, given the fact that I was literally kidnapped for this, don't you think I deserve something?
Okay, how about how
Pat
about
on the back.
my company will make a donation to your office.
Ooh, money laundering schemes.
Oh,
$50.
Well, what else? Well, okay, fine. If you don't want money, what else do you want?
no, hold on. Money's good.
When I started planning my
Here we go.
revenge 3 months
Oh,
ago,
this bit.
Mr. Layton was a part of my plans. I needed to lure him to Labyrinthia.
And you just opted to kidnap him when you think about it. Again, what was up with that whole of a storybook?
You were famous in London.
Sucks people
and word of
in
your skills
cutscene.
reached me even
Yeah.
here. What's more, you specialize
It's
in
a leftover from the original
So I
plot.
thought
I'm
that if you
very
came to
convinced
this
that was
town,
it.
You'd feel compelled to solve ours.
Huh, okay. Not a bad plan.
Well, I am honored.
I am honored you decided to kidnap me of all people.
Yeah, you just prayed on your easy.
And I helped.
Oh, this
About
bit.
you. How should I put it? Your arrival here was purely accidental.
So why did you... No, I need to know this. Why did you still kidnap them?
Now, yeah, again,
They
again.
just solved the trial and everything. There was no need to do anything.
Okay,
Simple.
this
He knows too much.
Like I said, Teo.
What did he know, though? He
Yeah.
didn't even know anything.
No,
as far
no.
as he knew,
It
his
wasn't
soul
even
was
from
just
the
a
same country and
schoolgirl.
everything. What he could have said, Constable, I don't know this
Like I said-
girl that I don't know looks suspicious.
I'm pretty convinced, like I said, Teo, I'm pretty convinced that it's a leftover from. Originally, he was being kidnapped for some reason, but that got abandoned somewhere along the rewrites.
Okay, here's what I assume was the original battle. If he was brought in by accident, that may have been due to the book, again, actually being magical in that regard,
As a consequence,
which would have
I have no
acknowledged how
choice but
he
to
and
bring you
Maya
here.
get sucked in as well. And
Yeah, apparently
help
Darklaw
Espella.
says that there was no other way. Like,
why? Again, it doesn't even really explain it well. As far as he knew, Espella was just a schoolgirl. Again, here's what I would have done. Maybe have it be that Phoenix was part of the plan. I mean, he was famous enough at this point, given that...
Yeah, I mean... Yeah, I was just gonna say, Phoenix already has a bit of a hard enough thing in this final case anyway, of him barely doing anything. And
I don't know. Seeing him suffer a weather is kind of hilarious.
But keep in
To be
mind,
fair-
keep in mind though, and keep in mind though, if what Eve is saying is true, that would mean that Layton wouldn't have been able to solve the mystery, because Layton himself goes on record to say that he wouldn't have been able to solve this case if Phoenix wasn't around. Especially given the part where, you know, he got turned into gold.
Not to mention, remember. Okay, to be fair, Phoenix suffering has always been a running gag of the original trilogy.
Terribly sorry.
So
Well, yeah,
The
but
only
again,
thing
I
on my
feel like it
mind
needs to be
the
done
last
at least
3 months
relatively well
was
for
revenge.
purpose. This just feels like it's rubbing salt in the wound for Ace Attorney fans, given how, despite this
Whatever
being
your
an Ace
intentions
Attorney
were,
chapter
the
technically,
last witch
it really
trial
feels like it
ended
just became
in
the
the
Layton
best
show,
possible way.
guest
Oh.
starring Phoenix and Maya.
So, all's well that ends well, right?
yeah,
Right. Okay, so now they all lived happily ever after.
all's well that ends well, right? Sonic.
As,
And coming up in a moment is my least favourite bit of this ending.
You're too kind to me.
I thank you from the bottom of my heart,
Aww.
Eve, for opening my eyes.
Okay, I'm gonna take this monocle off now, it's hurting my eye.
it's a mask.
But it looks cool.
Half of a mask.
But
He
it,
just likes the outfit.
yeah, it looks cool. Shut up.
Well, it is a pretty cool outfit.
Though it still doesn't really that much of symbolism. Yeah, it is present, but the duality is not really a factor when it comes to storyteller.
Important question.
I guess
Why are
that's
you
the
going to
point,
end the story?
to show how he is of two different faces.
He's not.
Oh boy, here we go.
Yeah, why did this story get
Only
kicked
you
off?
Knew the real reason.
Wah wah.
I am suffering from an incurable illness.
And we're not even bothering to give it a name. Like, at least when Batman the Animated Series had to do this with Mr. Freeze's introduction, they bothered to invent a fucking name.
Yeah, here the storyteller's dying of death.
Level 5 itis.
Is it serious?
Plot contrivance.
Oh my god, you see, they meant to inject the cat
It
with
is
this
a
incurable
rare
disease, but
disease.
instead they injected him with
What
it.
did the cat do?
It lives, Shiroi. Hino will take his revenge on Cat's living.
Tell me,
And there's
had I
no
known-
cure.
And this is why he
I
was
wanted
bringing
this to be
Labyrinthia
my
to an
secret.
end,
I
essentially.
suppose that was a bad decision on my part.
Yeah, think?
Yeah, imagine you just up and die and don't tell your kid why.
Yeah, it's
You're not getting child support, by the way.
I'd
Bye.
finish the story before I died, and lay the foundations for a new world.
Ah, yes. What a legacy that would have been leaving.
For a new world order.
Yes.
I guess he eventually bought the property
In
from
fact,
the government.
What was the original plan?
I was
Actually
desperate.
burn
I
Kira
didn't much
and
care
then
about
have the
Labyrinthia
town
anymore.
just moved away?
That actually is a good question. Like, did the flames on this trial also have a fake?
Was the storyteller counting that they were going to use the original court and not construct a real one?
I do wonder if that was going to be the case. But again, given how Darklaw eventually, meshed with things.
Cheer up, Espella.
What?
You're up, Charlie.
How can I?
Oh god, that's still doing
She's gone through all this and now she's about to lose her
New
father.
drug
Isn't this
development
great?
Contacted
Hooray.
me a short while
About
ago.
that, Shiroi.
Hold on. Yeah.
So,
They have succeeded in creating a new medicine, thanks to Belduke's research.
Belduke did
It's a top
something.
secret wonder drug for
Yay.
my illness.
So,
So there was no reason to come up with this plot point.
So why'd you bring it up then in the first place? I have an incurable illness. Oh wait, there's a cure. You just wait 3 minutes.
Hey guys,
Okay.
hey guys, Rachel lost an arm. Well, I just happened to make a robotic arm here. Like we can just put it on Rachel right now. Well, I guess it doesn't matter then.
They could have just mentioned,
that the
that
cure
it's
is
in the
finally a gift to
rephrasing,
me.
and he says it's a normally incurable disease, but thanks to Newton's
My
research,
father.
I actually can get treated
Okay.
now.
Newton
So,
was the truest friend I ever
to
had.
the storyteller's credit, he only got news of this cure
I'm going to
relatively
undergo surgery.
recently.
Do not fear.
I mean, mind
I
you,
shall
it was
return.
still long enough ago that, had he met Espella before all this, he could have told her. So, for the sake of argument, let's give him the benefit of a doubt and pray that he wasn't just setting up this incredibly dickish delivery on purpose to his daughter. That being said, keep in mind, his whole illness thing, this is what essentially kicks
So
off the
stop
plot.
making that
Since he was
sad
about
face,
to end
Espella.
Labyrinthia, Darklaw knew that she had to get her plans in motion before the story was officially ended. So, I can understand why they implemented it this plot point, but here's what you should have done. Have this plot point either come up earlier, or
Of
have the
course it
storyteller
would.
really think he was going to die, only for later the cure to have been brought up. The fact that he knows that he's going to live makes that delivery just the special kind of dickish.
Also,
Just an asshole.
there's another example among the ones that Pedro said, but it's a bit spoilery.
Be my
So.
friend.
It's like that bit in Shark Boy and Lava Girl where Max reads to Shark Boy that your father is stuck at the bottom of the ocean. Oh, but don't worry, he's alive.
Oh god, when you
Of
rip stuff
course.
off Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Okay, so now they all lived happily ever after.
Yeah.
Except
and
Newton, he's still dead.
it carries on like it didn't happen, so why even bother having that cutscene?
Well, don't you see, it's to show that now everything will really be okay. Espella will be fine mentally. Eve is relatively
this-
fine with the fact that she burned people alive.
Oh,
I'm
that's
sure that
right! Patty, wasn't she in the audience? Well, I think she
Yes.
should be present there.
I've got
I'll
so
admit-
much to tell her. Do you mind if I go, Dad? I won't take long.
You're telling me that Patty
Okay,
was not present
but be
in the
back by
audience?
dinner time.
Actually, that would be weird. I could have sworn she
Wasn't
was
she
in the audience.
detained by the Knights of the Inquisition, maybe?
Well, it was more like she was beating them up, essentially, so maybe she got detained later. Although
not.
it
She's
was...
sharing a cell with
and
Bonham.
again, another problem with what happens at the beginning, because of what happens between Darklaw and Barnum, means that Barnum gets to skip this entire ending.
Yeah, where the fuck is he?
He's still in there. Again,
So
these screams, I'm sorry that these sound mean, but these screams to me, the writers had no idea what to do with Barnum and just quietly put him back in the toy box.
I really do feel like this is due to the abruptly changed ending in regards to just making it all fake. Because again, the story has been building up Barnum's character arc throughout the game. And like I said,
I don't mind the fact that Darklaw takes a stage, but that Barnum still being present in a way, like if you really want to commit to the whole "you're arrested and cannot do anything," have a cage be nearby so he can get free when the things are resolved.
Remember, the usual formula with Ace Attorney is you have a main prosecutor, but around the final trial, they get replaced with this even bigger, badder prosecutor.
That's a bingo, Jovah.
And then eventually, hold on, let me finish. And then eventually the main prosecutor comes back in some important way during it. Ergo, Edgeworth being the client in Turnabout Goodbyes, Franziska coming back to deliver evidence in Farewell My Turnabout, and Godo, coming back as the main prosecutor for the second half of the final case in Trials and Tribulations.
Again, imagine if in case 1-4, Edgeworth just disappears halfway through the case because, still
comes back,
and doesn't even come back in the credits.
And the thing is, this is why I really do believe that this ending was abruptly changed, because this does not match Takumi's style. I'm not gonna act like Takumi has never messed up, but no, he has never had a screw-up like this.
I thought we were going there for a different reason. Well then, I'll be off then, Professor.
All of you need to catch sleep.
Luke, just pass on my regards to Missy Claire, Luke, and can you ask her to get a bed ready for me? I'm pretty tired.
I guess so.
Tired. Someone should really ring that silver bell right now.
Yeah, just give everyone a big group sleep session.
Eve the cat, please. Go right ahead.
Just be sure to put out all fires before you do so.
So, what's going to happen to the town?
Museum?
We'll blow it up.
Like tourist attraction?
Sorry. I released everyone from hypnosis.
I guess you can do that.
Yes, I can. They will soon recover the memories of their lives before Labyrinthia.
I have to deal with all the missing people's reports when they get back to wherever they live.
As of today...
Remember, Shiroi, those people signed contracts, apparently.
Yes, you willingly signed the contract.
Doesn't account for children who were born after that, but hey, that's gonna be its own little special mess, I'm sure.
I see.
They are free to leave if they so wish. I imagine they will make a run for it.
Why? This is the life they've known.
And they want it, ideally.
This place will turn into uninhabited ruins, just like it was 10 years ago.
So you're not even salvaging materials? No.
I have some doubts
I get what they're doing,
that.
setting up doubts so that, of course, we can suddenly have the pleasant surprise.
The judge, of all people.
Your Honor!
Oh, snap.
I thought it was Barnum for a second.
I wish.
Don't worry, he'll show up eventually.
I now understand that this town is an artificial creation of yours. Nonetheless, to us Labyrinthians, the past 10 years were real.
Yeah, you cannot just sweep them under the rug.
I sense you to be whacked by this book on the head.
No one can yet tell how this town will change.
He literally threw the book at him.
However, it is possible
Hey, be thankful it was a book and not a boot.
that some people will want to stay.
The entire point of Storyteller is that now people have the right to decide for themselves.
That's good. I guess.
Who knows? Perhaps you will find yourself creating a new town.
Or maybe, I don't know, maybe the Patriots have just decided for us. What do I know?
I'll call this town New
Town.
Neo Labyrinthia.
Of course, Tail. Anything can be quantified nowadays. That's what this exercise was designed to prove.
I would like to remain here.
look like I'll be the only citizen.
You have my gratitude, Your Honor.
So Labyrinthia will indeed live
You need
on.
not address me as Your Honor anymore, Sir Storyteller.
So what is he gonna do now?
Okay, Jim.
I mean, again, he's old.
Hold on.
And so, the last witch trial has drawn to a close.
I have been your narrator for this. Yes, it turns out this story was actually written by me,
At least
Phoenix
it wasn't
Wright.
Maya.
Well, there you go. Now you know who to blame.
I helped.
And now we get also the final FMV, if I recall correctly.
What did Mr.
As well as the
Wright,
final
Mr.
reading.
Layton, and my father
Pay
talk
attention to
about?
these, because the secret ending does change up this bit.
That I do not know. But Dad made a promise to me. Once everyone recovers their memories and he is cured of his illness, he will return to write a new story with everyone.
Now
And
we can.
hopefully less sexism.
No, now we can start a new story.
I'll call it
No need to
Story
burn each other.
They already had sexism.
The
Storytropolis.
story will be real.
This is what I mean, sure,
without
with
any
less.
lies or illusions.
I didn't hear the less, sorry.
Storytopia, depending on what country you're in. Yes.
And breathe.
Oh, sunrise, time for bed.
Yeah.
Oh no, not the pearl.
The bell's ringing.
Everyone drowned.
If it is probably like, oh shit.
Yeah, you might want.
We're going
Yeah,
to need again.
yeah, you might want to destroy that bell.
Hey, look
Oh,
at
hey,
that.
Amir.
All of them. Go
Hey,
away,
look,
Amir.
Kira even has her glasses on now.
Everybody's here.
What a beautiful sound.
Almost as
Is
if
it?
it's ringing in a new
I guess now
beginning
that
for
we're
the
cured
town.
of that groundwater thing.
Thank you, Eve.
Also, yes, the storyteller had a pet owl this whole time, don't you know?
Oh, well, yeah, true. We've interacted with
Yeah,
that.
we've seen it.
So sporadically,
then.
though. Like,
Whenever you
Again,
are
yeah,
Probably.
Barnum turns out Barnum knows how to pilot a fucking motorboat.
Maybe he just learns very fast.
Or maybe he
Hold
always
on,
knew
I
in
know
his
these
past life.
from the original run. Hold on, give me a second.
Mr. Wright, let us agree to never speak of this again.
There we go.
After we're done suing them.
For all the trauma they caused you and me. I need.
I'll see you in court!
Oh, look at that. Layton almost ruled his head. Almost.
Wait, Barnum, wait! My
Mr.
window!
Wright,
I need my money
I
from the
knew I could
window!
count on you to stand
Oh,
your ground.
Hey, look at that!
Fight
The
me to
owl's
the
even
very end.
flying alongside us, Tio. How cute.
How am I going to repair my
I
window?
always believed in you, Professor.
Well,
And I know
at
it's
least
why we
I'm sure
managed
when
to
I
get
get
to
back
this
You
home,
know, despite the 63 plus parts, this image right there looks like that meme image that showcases this is what Kinomars look like, and it's Yami Yugi interacting with the protagonist of King of the Hill.
Hey, look at that! The last shot is of Barnum.
I mean,
He
Hank
gets
Hill.
last shot.
I did something!
Motherfucker, you're going.
He drove us home, as this page in our storybook shows.
You're not a Disney movie. Go away.
So now let us see what became of the town. And look, hey,
about golden statues.
hey, look, they've made golden statues
And
of
I think
us.
the one who carved it was the
Cutter.
bandit. Yeah.
Yeah, right there, as you can see. A nice
And
tail
that
into
kid actually
that.
went away from his barrel, finally. Barn and Darklaw decided to...
Yeah, there you go. Kazuya Nori was the art director and character designer, and that's it. No,
This looks like the Flintstones mobile.
Flintstone.
And
And apparently Barnum and Eve are apparently will become an item, apparently.
Oh, and it looks like Amir might be settling down with Mary of all people.
Nightle still is useless, while Warsmith is actually doing something.
Also, it
You
looks
know what?
also,
These two weirdos are perfect for each other.
also looks like Snowy had babies.
Or siblings, more considering the age.
Oh wait, never mind. Snowy's male, I think. And oh, what's this? Letty Mailer seems to be blushing and has a love letter for Jean, is that?
All the while Kira turned to sell flowers.
Yeah, Kira's shipping it.
Hey, Robs and Max came back as well.
And I guess now even kids can come to
not
the
a
tech
single
bird.
line of dialogue.
Well, except
Yeah,
for
it's a
during the
family pub
cutscene.
now.
You have to have different drinks, obviously.
And Rouge is secretly planning to murder Darklaw, who has stolen her man, apparently.
That's what you get for not sharing puzzles. Foxy finally did something on stage.
Yes, she became...
Well, the judge became a singer? What?
Is this like...
What is going on? All the while, look at the bottom, everyone has their foot stamp.
The judge is singing with showgirls now.
I love how the leader of the Vigilantes looks so disappointed
Okay, I
in
don't understand.
everyone.
Why are Barnum and Patty... Oh, like, because it constantly is stealing stuff, okay.
I like
Also,
how
I
the
guess-
storyteller still has one eye code.
I guess Barnum decided to become
Also,
a baker.
don't have the caddy drink milk, it's a stereotype.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
actually very bad for them.
And now, let us go.
Damn it, that's how Hino killed the cat.
Look, Professor, the window is fixed.
Mr. Wright still covering the legal details.
Yep.
Good thing that let's hope that
No
our next
problem.
adventure doesn't bring the wanton and destruction along.
I wonder how Espella and the others back in Labyrinthia are getting on.
They're
And
fine.
meanwhile-
Go back and see them. Although, I'd rather not have to be sucked into a book to get there.
Perhaps we should ask Carmine to come along
It's
with us.
Carmine!
Great! It's a real relief.
By the way,
to
where
recover
is
from all his
Carmine?
injuries.
Still in the hospital.
Oh,
If he
yes.
was a bit
Off
Yeah, he
screen.
didn't die.
He'd already solved all the town's secrets,
Aww.
Professor.
What a shame.
Well, we mustn't forget that we didn't solve them all by
Belduke is still dead.
ourselves. We couldn't have done it without the help
Yeah,
of
no
our
one is
friends
really gonna be actually
across the
tried for
Atlantic.
instigation to suicide.
I wonder
Oh,
what they're doing right
okay.
now. Battling away
I
in the
mean,
courtroom
the fact that we didn't charge anyone with kidnapping and attempted murder.
At any rate, we must make our
They
own
only trialed
preparations.
people for actual murder.
There's a brand new case that requires our attention, and that means a brand new set of puzzles to be solved, my boy.
So what is Phoenix instead doing?
Sleeping.
What? Hi, Edgeworth.
Who is clearly voiced by Barnum. But I digress.
Or are you still in a holiday kind of mood? Perhaps your mind is as clouded as...
Wow,
What?
you're
What?
British.
What? You didn't think you'd actually be able to finish this game without me now,
You know,
did
Maya,
you?
now would be a good time to be possessed by Mia to help solve the case, but no.
use that patented
We
spell.
can't spend the money to make a Mia model for her.
Patented spell?
Level 5 is afraid of
Hello,
boobs confirmed.
that's Nick.
Actually,
Yeah,
also,
yeah.
because Foxy's a thing.
Yeah, Mark,
We could turn the
a long
tables.
list of Edgeworth voice actors.
Wait,
I
okay.
just have to close my eyes and say the magic.
All right, here goes.
Luckily,
I'm about
At
to
least
turn.
we end on that,
Scepter for this.
that note, so they remember that.
Save the chit-chat for later, right?
Also, tell you're forgetting Snack World.
Missed that utterly annoying
Snack World would say otherwise.
Ah,
Just take a deep breath and give it all you've got.
well, here goes.
objection!
Aye.
He said it already.
Still
He
have
said
that
it.
objection and it.
We can all go home now.
we get, for one final surprise, an amalgamation of Ace Attorney
It's
and
called
Layton's
Medley,
tunes.
basically. I know that.
Medley.
Yeah.
However, there are some bouts of this tune which literally fuse the themes from the
Yeah,
two series
It
together.
is, again, usually
because-
when it comes to the credits, medley is when it combines all the themes into usually. Because it's kind of similar to the tradition that the Game Awards have picked up into
Yeah.
adding just one.
I'm looking at I'm looking at
What I
the
meant though is that there's actually some sections of this song that have two themes merged
Yeah,
into
it does.
one theme as part of the medley.
Yeah, this particular tune, it's actually one of my favorites. Like, it's amazing. According to the booklet on this free CD soundtrack, it was composed by Tomohito Nishiura. It's called The Ending Theme of Professor Layton vs. His Attorney, or as the actual official soundtrack says, Professor Layton vs. Gyaku Tensai
Well,
Ban.
now that I think about it, the accordion was used very scarcely in this one, mostly preferring the more orchestral vibe.
We do have accordion stuff here and
but
there.
like I said, scarcely compared.
Probably what happened too is Takumi probably told Nishihura that for this one he wanted something different.
So yeah, the first part is Phoenix Wright's objection theme. The second part is Layton's theme. But now you hear that we're combining the two themes with this third segment.
Also, Emma Tate was one of the voice. Also, Emma Tate was one of the voice actresses. Go on, just.
So there we are. Everyone did the voice recording at side except for Christopher Miller, who did his at Bad Animals.
Yes. The animation was done by Bones. Yes. Emma Tate, for those who forgot, was Amy in Eternal Diva. So she's kind of a lo-fi regular.
I don't know if she's in Lady Layton.
If I look at the credits, probably I wouldn't be surprised if she's in there somewhere.
Gainax helped with some of the animation. I do wonder if they handle stuff like Foxy, since we're more specialized in that. Actually, there's something that I wanted instead to say. It's what Pedro said before about not wanting to have a therapist because otherwise plots will be resolved immediately. That's the problem, Pedro. I showcased instead, because of Hollywood's growing, constant, and still not ending at the time we're recording this, either misunderstanding or complete hatred of a profession. Therapists usually in media are either clueless morons, or they don't know anything, or jackasses that want to exploit their patients or are actively evil and malignant towards them. Like, the closest to a positive example that I can think on top of my head is Donald Pleasant's character in the Halloween series. And even then, as time the movie progresses, he becomes more deluded because, Michael Myers is his greatest failures. His character dies unceremoniously, and in the reboot Rob Zombie series, he's a complete jackass.
Well, I'm pretty sure I've seen exceptions to that, but I can't think of one right here in the moment.
Another, not necessarily an example, but you mentioned about how the plot will be solved easily. Then we have instead products where the presence of therapists is completely superfluous at best, like 1,000 words, where the Murphy is in therapy for no real reason. He doesn't contribute anything aside from one of the cheap gags of it.
Well, okay, let me go on.
I will say this. I have seen a fair share of bouts of media where therapy is portrayed relatively just fine. I'm just going to say this right now. You can have a plot like this, even if a therapist is involved, because therapy, while it does help out a lot, is not always the magic cure-all. Oh wait, hold on. I love a spin of the medley. So yeah, after a bout of the cornered theme mixed with Layton, we get, of course, what else? Turnabout Sisters. Because I swear to God, both teams seem to love that theme.
They actually only used once, Jovah, and it was a somber version during the time the characters are mourning Maya.
Don't forget, too, they also used it for In Flight, wherein they're flying in. A violin version of Maya's theme there. Now, I'm convinced both teams like Turnabout Sisters, and Turnabout Sisters tends to be one of the most popular tunes of it, to the point where even Toby Fox made a blatant homage to it. But I digress, though. Amazing music and theme. But going back to the bout of therapy, I've seen enough media where therapy is portrayed just fine, but you can still have conflict in it, because a therapist can help, but they're not always going to be the be-all, end-all to it. Again, all this game just needed was a line saying,
"Oh, sure.
We tried taking this spell to a therapist, but it didn't work."
Yeah, like, even for a comedy like Beavis and Butthead, basically, there's an episode of the recent season of Beavis and Butthead where, believe it or not, Butthead and Beavis are actually trying to have therapy, but the therapist at some point gives up because it's clearly not working, so she tells Butthead to just take, I think it's Ritalin or whatever it is, that basically...
Typical in fashion, we get the thin conclusion.
And also solving the final mystery.
Yeah, obviously.
Here we go. The Great Witch Bazilla was a fictional character created by the storyteller to protect the young Espella from trauma. This spawned the many mysteries that followed.
They no longer need Bazilla, nor the witches or witchcraft that were essential for her existence.
Indeed.
Great to protect Espella from trauma, and what did it
Let
do?
me-
Give her even more trauma.
Let me... No, okay, let me just use this example. Like, Phoenix never at any point got therapy for what happened in his school. Or was it grade school, I think? Grade school, right?
The thing is that Phoenix thankfully wasn't broken by it.
Okay, that good point.
He
Good
was
point.
good for that.
Edgeworth kind of needed. And
Like
yes,
I
Yeah, sure. We'll use Edgeworth. Sure, we'll use Edgeworth. Edgeworth never got proper therapy for the trauma that he suffered in that elevator. And the reason why Takumi doesn't have a moment where Edgeworth is getting therapy is because he wants his emotional rebuilding to be done via the story in that trial. For the sake of
To be
character
fair-
development and shit.
Edgeworth did
fair-
go away to, like, have some time to himself.
all the while making
Yeah.
the characters believe he committed suicide.
Yeah, everyone else suffered in that bout, actually.
Anyway,
And
so
also,
let's all-
I think the point was also in order to paint the dystopic world of Ace Attorney, in that darker light.
There's also one thing to consider, guys. I'm pretty sure that his adopted father, Manfred von Karma, didn't see fit to give him therapy in that
Pedro is
regard.
talking about
He was
after
the
events of
abuser,
Case
Jovah.
1-4.
That's my point, though.
Yeah, yes.
Given who adopted him in that regard, it was Manfred von Karma probably giving him his own brand of therapy
Yeah.
to shape Edgeworth into what he would become.
Anyway, the
That's
point
true.
is that we solved the 70 mainline puzzles of the story, but of course there are still to be hidden one and blah blah blah. So, so yes, also the reason we're not getting the fan thoughts now is because, as you can see for the length, and if you endured so far, this part is relatively long. So again, we're not bothering you for the time being, but because also the game is technically not over.
Yep. Nope. Now, at this point, the game does give you the ability to go to two different save points. One at the underground ruins, ergo the last venture point of exploration, and the other at the climax of the epilogue. Since I have already cleared out all that needs to do to unlock the extras, we can move on to that. Let me put it like this. The extras are essentially an extension of the story. To give this whole story a fair shot, I am going to cover those as well. And I will say this. Part of me is kind of glad I could tackle this another time, because I think I finally have come to terms with the ending of this game. Let me put it like this. Do I feel like the ending of this, specifically the last chapter or two, ruins the story? Well, kinda, but it's complicated. I feel like it's to a point where the ending is just so jacked up and bizarre, but I can actually separate it from the rest because it does not make sense. That said, the good points do shine through. I will also say this. It's not a bad enough ending that I feel like it ruins the entire experience for me. I have been able to appreciate more what came before, and thankfully what comes after to give this something of a better conclusion as well. It is still one of my most hated endings in anything, but at this point,
yes,
I
the
think
save
I'm
icon
ready.
got replaced with the two golden statues. That's
Oh
cool.
no, Phoenix turned into gold.
That is nice, but I think I am finally ready to stop letting it hurt me. So without further ado, we shall see you in the next part with our fancy golden statue save file for what is to come after in the bonuses, the art, movies, and music to come.
And
Yeah.
See ya.
See ya.